What if the most profitable skill you learn in Andrew Tate's real world isn't dropshipping or crypto trading? What if it's how to become a salesman for Andrew Tate himself? For $49.99 a month, you're promised the secrets to escaping the matrix. But inside, a different path emerges. An affiliate program that pays you a 50% commission for every new student you recruit. Suddenly, tens of thousands of followers become a decentralized, unpaid marketing army, incentivized to spam social media with Tate's most outrageous and controversial clips, because shock generates views and views generate sign-ups. You're told you're learning to be a top G, but have you just been recruited into a pyramid-like structure where the only one guaranteed to get rich is the man at the top? For 100 days, I lived inside this system. I followed the lessons, I watched the money flow, and I investigated the core promise of his ideology. And in this video, I will present the key arguments and evidence for how the promise of financial freedom is the bait in a trap designed to make you financially dependent on Andrew Tate. This is what I've learned. To understand the cult of Andrew Tate, you first have to understand the myth, the story he wants you to hear. It's a powerful one, and it starts not with a Bugatti, but with a struggle. Emory Andrew Tate III was born in Washington, D.C., the son of Emory Tate, a chess international master. This detail is important. It plants the seed of a legacy, a mind honed for strategy. But the story of privilege ends there. After his parents' divorce in 1997, his English mother moved him and his brother Tristan to Luton, a town in the UK. He paints a picture of hardship, raised by a single mother enduring teasing for his American accent and working tough jobs from a young age. In one story, he describes waking up at 5 a.m. to move 80-pound boxes of frozen fish before a full day of school. It's the classic hero's origin, the rags to riches narrative that makes his later success seem not just impressive, but earned. And that success first came through violence. Starting in 2005, he began a professional kickboxing career under the name King Cobra. And he was good. Very good. He became a 4-time ISCA world champion, one of the best fighters in his division in Europe. This isn't just a biographical detail, it is the absolute bedrock of his brand. His kickboxing career provides tangible, undeniable proof of discipline, strength, and the ability to dominate in a zero-sum game. He's not just telling you how to be strong, he has a championship belt that proves he is. This fighter archetype is the foundation upon which his entire empire is built. It lends credibility to every other claim he makes, no matter how outrageous. So, with this legend in mind, I decided to take the plunge. I paid the $49.99 monthly fee and enrolled in his online academy, The Real World, formerly known as Hustlers University. The entire operation is run on Discord, which immediately creates the feeling of an exclusive, underground club. The first thing you do is answer a questionnaire about your resources. Are you cash poor, time rich, or time poor, cash rich? This creates an instant illusion of a bespoke, personalized education. It feels like the system is designed specifically for you. You're then guided to various campuses: e-commerce, copywriting, stock trading, crypto, freelancing. Each is run by a so-called professor, a supposed millionaire in that field who will teach you the secrets to wealth. The first thing that hits you is the social proof. A channel called Wins is flooded 24/7 with testimonials. Students posting screenshots of their first earnings, $318 in a single day of trading, $1,200 for a copywriting landing page, thousands in e-commerce revenue. One former member put it this way: it makes it impossible to not make money. When you're surrounded by millionaires, Money just falls into your bank account. The atmosphere is intoxicating. It feels like you finally found the secret. But what is the secret really? What is this machine that you've just paid to join? This is where the promise starts to unravel. Because when you look under the hood of the real world, you discover that the most efficient way to make money isn't by learning drop shipping or crypto. It's by selling the real world itself. The real engine of Tate's viral fame was his affiliate marketing program. It was simple and it was genius. Members were offered a 50% commission for every new person they signed up using their unique link. Think about that. Suddenly, tens of thousands of students weren't just students anymore. They were a massive, unpaid, commission-only sales force for Andrew Tate. And how were they taught to sell? By weaponizing virality. Affiliates were encouraged to create and post clips of Tate on TikTok, YouTube Shorts, and Instagram Reels. And not just any clips, the most controversial, most outrageous, most misogynistic statements. Why? Because shock generates clicks, clicks generate views, and views generate sign-ups. One member admitted to running as many as 1,000 fake Tate TikTok accounts to push the content. So, that explosion of Andrew Tate content you saw in 2022, it wasn't organic. It was a meticulously engineered. While it does offer other courses, the affiliate path is the most visible and for many the path of least resistance to making a quick buck. And this reveals the central deception. On one hand, you have the promised path. You pay your monthly fee, you study a skill like e-commerce, you build your own independent business, and you achieve financial freedom. But then there's the incentivized path, the one the system quietly pushes you towards. You pay your fee, but instead of building a business, you access the affiliate program. You start posting viral clips of Andrew Tate to earn a commission from every new person you sign up. And Andrew Tate profits from your sales work. Their hustle is no longer independent. It becomes entirely dependent on Andrew Tate's brand. They haven't escaped the 9-to-5. They've just signed up for a new job with a new boss, the top G. So, if the business model is a trap, what about the philosophy? What is the worldview that fuels this entire ecosystem? It all comes down to one word, the matrix. According to Tate, the world we live in is an illusion, a system of control created by governments, the media, and corporations to keep us docile, weak, and trapped in jobs we hate. He says they want to control us, and you have to put systems in place to ensure people comply. To escape the matrix is the ultimate goal. This means rejecting traditional society and building your own reality through wealth, power, and a dominant masculine frame. Tate positions himself as Morpheus, the guide who can show you the truth by offering you the red pill. This idea isn't new. It has deep philosophical roots, echoing Plato's allegory of the cave, the idea of a hidden reality that only a chosen few can see. But in Tate's hands, it becomes something else entirely. It becomes the perfect, all-encompassing marketing tool. Why? Because it's unfalsifiable. It creates a powerful us versus them mentality and neutralizes all criticism before it even begins. If you're banned from social media for hate speech, it's not because your views are harmful. It's the matrix trying to silence you. If you're arrested by the police based on credible allegations, it's not because of evidence. It's the matrix attacking you. For a true believer, any attack on Andrew Tate becomes proof that he's right. It validates his status as a genuine threat to a corrupt system. This makes his brand anti-fragile. The more he is attacked, the stronger he becomes. But what is the price of this escape? What does it take to become a top G? Explaining. According to Tate's teachings, a crucial part of reclaiming your power is to put women back in their place. His misogyny is not a secret, and it's not a side effect of his fame. It is a central, non-negotiable feature of the product he is selling. He has stated, "I am absolutely a misogynist." He has claimed women are the property of men. He has said that sexual assault victims must bear some responsibility for their attacks. This isn't just random provocation. This ideology is presented as an essential tool for success. Tate's philosophy preys on the very real economic anxieties and feelings of disenfranchisement among many young men. It offers them a simple explanation and a scapegoat. Your life is hard, not because of complex economic forces, but because feminism has taken away your natural dominance. The solution he offers is equally simple: reassert that dominance. Therefore, adopting his misogynistic worldview is framed as a necessary step to achieving the power and wealth he flaunts. The subjugation of women isn't a bug in his system. It's a core feature of the masculine power he's selling. But where did this philosophy of control and exploitation come from? Where did the money to build this empire really originate? To find the answer, we have to go back to the beginning. Before Hustlers University, before the viral fame, this is the original sin of the Tate empire. Tate has openly admitted that his first fortune came from a webcam business where he employed as many as 75 women. And he was shockingly candid about his business model. On a now deleted page on his website, he described his recruitment method. My job was to meet a girl, go on a few dates, sleep with her, get her to fall in love with me to where she'd do anything I say, and then get her on webcam so we could become rich together. This tactic is known as the lover boy method, a form of psychological manipulation commonly used by pimps and human traffickers to coerce victims. The business itself was based on deception. The women were instructed to sell fake sob stories to desperate men online to solicit tips and payments. Tate and his brother have even called the model a total scam. He was so proud of this system that he even created an online course to teach it to others, the PhD program, which stood for Pimping Hoes Degree. The webcam business isn't just a dark chapter in his past. It is the ideological and financial blueprint for everything that followed. The pattern is identical. First, the webcam business. Recruit women using emotional manipulation. Have them sell a fantasy to customers. Tate takes the profit. Now, Hustlers University. Recruit men using aspirational marketing. Have them sell a fantasy to other men. Tate takes the profit. The core mechanic is the same: manipulation, selling a fantasy, and creating an exploitative system where the architect is the primary beneficiary. This reveals that his true expertise is not in e-commerce or crypto, but in creating and scaling systems of exploitation. And then, in December 2022, the real world came knocking. Loudly! Acting on a tip from the US Embassy that an American woman was being held against her will, Romanian authorities raided Tate's compound near Bucharest. The story of the pizza box in his video response to Greta Thunberg giving away his location went viral, a poetic, if likely coincidental, symbol of his hubris. In June 2023, the consequences became concrete. Andrew and Tristan Tate, along with 2 Romanian associates, were formally indicted on charges of rape, human trafficking, and forming an organised crime group to sexually exploit women. The allegations from prosecutors were chillingly familiar, accusing the group of using the same lover boy method Tate had boasted about for years, luring women with false promises of a relationship only to transport them to Romania and force them to create pornographic content. What followed was a legal saga of detention, house arrest, and ongoing court battles, not just in Romania, but with separate allegations of sexual violence and tax evasion surfacing in the United Kingdom. So how does a top G, a man who preaches absolute strength and accountability, respond when he's cornered by the law? He doubles down on the conspiracy. Tate's defense has been unwavering. He is innocent and he is the victim of a coordinated political attack. It's not evidence, he claims, it's the Matrix punishing him for speaking the truth. He blames media spin and George Soros-funded operations for trying to destroy his reputation. This narrative is incredibly potent. For his followers, the arrest isn't a consequence, it's a validation. It proves he truly is a threat to the establishment. In one of his Discord channels, a member asked, "When they kill you, do you want us to riot to attack the Matrix and break it down?" He has even gone on the offensive, filing defamation lawsuits against his own accusers in the United States, a move critics have called a form of legal abuse designed to silence and intimidate victims. Here, Tate masterfully co-opts the language of victimhood, a concept he otherwise despises, to fortify his brand. By framing himself as the ultimate victim of a shadowy global conspiracy, he deflects all personal responsibility. His legal peril becomes his greatest marketing asset. It's the ultimate proof that his fight against the matrix is real, and that his product, the key to escaping it, is more valuable than ever. And incredibly, it seems to be working. Despite the charges, the bans and the global condemnation, the Tate brand endures. When his travel ban was lifted in February 2025, he arrived in the US to a media frenzy, immediately launching into his narrative of being an innocent man smeared by the press. More recently, he hosted a podcast with adult film star Bonnie Blue. He used the appearance to label her the end result of feminism, a calculated move designed to provoke outrage and generate headlines. And it worked. The podcast was discussed everywhere, keeping his name in the algorithm and driving attention right back to his ecosystem. In the modern attention economy, all publicity is good publicity. His business thrives not in spite of controversy, but because of it. So, after 100 days, what's the verdict? My journey started with a simple question. Is Andrew Tate a saviour or a scammer? The answer, I've learned, is that he is the creator of his own matrix. Tate's matrix is a system that promises you freedom, but delivers the opposite. It delivers ideological and financial dependency on him. It preys on the genuine fears and anxieties young men have about their futures, and offers them a seductive package of easy answers, clear enemies, and a sense of belonging in a brotherhood of G's. The real trap isn't the 9-to-5 job he tells you to escape. The trap is his closed-loop world, an ecosystem where the only way to truly win is to serve the man who created the game. So, let's return to our central question. How does Andrew Tate's ideology actually hinder the financial independence of his followers? First, it promotes dependency, not independence. The most reliable way to make money in his system is through affiliate marketing. This makes you a salesperson for his brand, tying your income directly to his popularity, not to your own independent skills. Second, it fosters a short-term mindset. It sells a get-rich-quick dream. But the actual educational content is often basic, outdated, and widely available for free elsewhere. It discourages the patient, difficult work of building real, sustainable skills. And third, it creates real-world alienation. The core ideology is a massive liability. You cannot build a successful, lasting business in the real world if your worldview is based on extreme misogyny, a paranoid belief that the matrix is out to get you, and a contempt for the very people, customers, partners, employees, you need to succeed. You cannot build an empire if you declare war on the world. Every dictatorship, every guru, every system of control sows the seeds of its own destruction. Andrew Tate's story is a powerful lesson for all of us. It teaches us the importance of critical thinking. It reminds us to be wary of anyone who offers simple answers to life's complex problems. True strength is not found in dominating others. True freedom is not found by submitting to a new master. It is found in knowledge, in questioning everything, and in having the courage to build a life based on your own values, not the values someone is selling you for $50 a month. The most important power you have is not to escape the matrix, but to never let anyone build one around you in the first place.